Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada-kanjarunam Kandarpa-ganita Amita-chavinava-nila-niraja Sundaram Patapita-manavu Tadita-ruchi-shuchi Naumi Janaka-sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada-kanjarunam Kandarpa-ganita Amita-chavinava-nila-niraja Sundaram Patapita-manavu Tadita-ruchi-shuchi Naumi Janaka-sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram.
Okay, I'm audible at the back as well. How long was the break? 4 5 days. Not too much. Huh? Acha. I'll put some lights on at the back. The subtle, gentle pull of God's love. Not rushing, not forcing, not pushing, but a gentle calling from within our soul, from within our antakarna, for this separation to dissolve into the light of spirit, into the light of the Atma itself. When we follow that calling, then we can say that we are in spirituality or we are spiritual. But when we follow the more gross, the more crude temptation in the world, narrated by our thoughts, narrated by the mind, this absence of spirit is the absence of godliness in our lives. Because God's presence as the Atma within does not force us to turn towards Him. Because a forced love would not be love anyway. And in the design of Maya, it is designed to try and compel us in every way to turn towards it. Even in the guise of spirituality itself. So, in the world, we can do a lot of spiritual seeming things without the spirit. But that would be like a breatharian doing a restaurant review. You have to, your intention has to be to live in the light of the spirit, to come to the darshan of the Atma. And then that is called spirituality. A spiritless spirituality is not spirituality. A godless spirituality is not spirituality. It may be a way of life, which is fine. But when we come to spirituality, it has to be about coming into the discipleship of the Atma within, of the Holy Spirit that lives here. And all the spiritual paths give us the pathway as to how to come to the presence of the light of spirit and learn how to resist the temptations of a worldly way of life, to live in a godly way. To live in the love and light of the Atma within is to live a spiritual life. To not live in this way actually would mean that God does not exist. Too far? Okay. If God existed and was here right now, who would you be with? You see? God, isn't it? So, given that we are not with God, that is a call that we make to say that you actually do not exist. Whenever we make the choice to not, to take the world alone to be real, is to make the choice that God does not exist. You see? So, why is it compelling? The huge compelling nature of it is hugely compelling because of senses and because of narrative. Isn't it? Without sense perception and without the storification from the mind, what would make it compelling? You see? And fundamentally, it is a bet that we are making, isn't it? It is a bet that we are making that my good lies in world which is the world of sensory perception and mental narrative, or my good lies beyond that. It's a call, isn't it? Our life is designed to be this call between Maya and Atma. Now, the thing is that which is perceivable seems tangible, that which seems to require faith seems far fetched. You see? So, when the world construct, the world appearance, and our mental construct, they seem more alive, then we don't need to rely on faith at all. What is faith? Not a blind belief, not a belief system or even a conviction. Faith is to follow what your heart is telling you. Heart not being the emotional center, but the spiritual center of our existence. A life of faith is very difficult because everything in your sense perception will seem to counter that faith. Will give you enough reasons every day to leave God's presence and to indulge in worldly occupation. What I mean is to occupy ourselves, to occupy our soul with the world seems much more compelling than to occupy our soul with the light of the Atma. And it can seem like that after a long time of satsang. It can seem like that after a long time of sharing satsang. Every day it can seem like the pull of Maya is very strong, pulling me to things in the world, and to lead a life of faithful living in God's light seems to be work. It seems to be work. You see? And it seems to be risky. So Kierkegaard said, no risk means no faith. Why is it risky? Why does faith seem risky?
Because we don't know what will happen to this.
We don't know what will happen to this. Very good. And also that the mind is constantly giving us offers of better. If you did this, that would be better. If you went here, this would be better. If you lived here, that would be better. If you just were able to get this much money, that would be better. If only your partner was this one, that would be better. So all of these things are giving us ideas for our good away from God. And when we say, no, I am happy to live in His presence, to move in His guidance, in His will, then because we let go of all of these temptations of better, that letting go can seem like a risk. So firstly, most obvious, a spiritless spirituality is not spirituality. That's like saying a godless spirituality. Secondly, a riskless faith is not faith. Which means that unless I surrender myself completely to God, I hand over my life, I belong to Him, my heart belongs fully to Him alone, then that oneness, that merging, that divine union, that love, most likely does not happen in our lives. So are you willing to risk the best offer from your mind for one moment of God's light? Are you willing to throw away the worst offers from your mind for a moment of God's light? Because sometimes in our heroism, we may find it easier to let go of the most exciting sounding thing, but the momentary temptation to waste time on social media, to doom scroll, to do all of that, which are we know they're the silliest temptation, those we don't let go of. Because there's nothing heroic about it. What is it that I'm going to add to my story? If I gave up the $1 million opportunity to be with God, at least I can feel like a hero. You see? But I gave up 10 minutes of Instagram to be with God. Who can I tell about this? There's nothing heroic about that. You see? So, all levels of offers from the mind must be let go of without any feeling of specialness about it. You're only doing yourself a favor. We're only doing ourselves a favor, isn't it? So, firstly, it is important to see the difference in texture between the call from your heart and the call of Maya. Can we notice the difference in texture? The loving call in the heart is quite gentle. You see, it's like the most patient mother in the world calling their child back from play. She's not forcing it. She's just saying, you must be tired now, come. You see, you must be hungry, come. But the mind is saying, dance, 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 play with me, dance, dance, dance. So then the child forgets, like children, we forget how hungry we are, how tired we are, and we continue in the excitement of the world to keep forgetting that holy call that is coming from our heart.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
God, the hugeness of it was the difference between coming here and sitting here for 15 minutes versus being somewhere else. And that 15 minutes, like you said, that call you hear that call, you hear like a smile in your heart. You hear everything, 15 minutes, just to sit here. Versus that, wherever, and it's so tiring. And that's like the hugest gap ever, Father. It's really big and it's very difficult. It's very easy Thank God it's easy here.
Yes.
Thank God
Yes.
it's easy here. Somewhere it has to be easy.
The beauty is that as we fall in love more and more with God, you see, then it may be that we are surrounded in the biggest party of Maya, but we are not dancing to its tunes. We may be seeming to dance in the world, you see, but we are actually settled in the heart, in God's presence.
This thing that you were talking about, I want to ask and I want to also report. These 2 days that I was away,
The
Father,
2 days that you were away.
away
Yeah.
from Bangalore. When I was there also in Goa, I kept, like the chant, I kept trying to come back to the chant, okay? But Father, in the world, there are certain doubts that would come in my mind, like as a better proposal of something.
Yes. Nitin, can you try to increase this? Maybe check.
Yeah, like,
This close.
okay. A better proposal in the sense it kept, like, what do you,
That was it.
like, some, of course I didn't go with it, Father, but like stances like,
Give me an example.
like uh, all you do is satsang and you stay the whole day, you don't go out also,
Yes.
the whole time is just spent like that.
Yes.
And my mom's calling me like a, she used the particular word, but like obsessively gone into this, um, like I don't resonate, like conversations I was not matching with people, there's nothing to talk about also
Yes.
with people. So there's, like, I'm not able to go with anything and find a deeper meaning anywhere. Like it's just because I feel like I know the, like in any moment I know the deepest meaning that you've pointed me to. So that craving is also not there, but it just, but these sort of, sometimes it was more like a suggestion and a proposal of, this sort of a life. And I had a fight with Priya, Father, so I kept feeling like this this chanting and choosing this life felt risky, like felt like at times it felt like risk, like a risk I'm taking.
Yes.
And it felt like I was trying to swim in something
Exactly.
that I've not fully learned how to swim, like, but I'm trying to swim,
Very good.
but it kept feeling like that
Exactly. This is
consistent.
exactly the point I'm making. That faith to give our life over to God feels like a risk because you're letting go of the idea of a better life, you see, a more fulfilling worldly outcome, all of these things. So, I want you to all remember one thing, that our soul is like this. Huh? Our soul is like this. Now, it is a lot of work to empty out the garbage, keep it empty, and fill it with God's light. Okay? Now, in the world, you will get all kinds of offers to fill it with all kind of things which are changing, which are ephemeral. There is nothing being offered here which can fill it with something which is constant, unchanging reality. So anytime the world pressurizes you saying you're just wasting your life, know for yourself, they may not understand this, but know for yourself that this is the most difficult work ever done by anybody. You see? This is not easy work. And all the sages have testified to this. Because there are many challenges that come. As you're emptying the garbage, as you're remaining empty, a lot of temptations will come, dark nights will come, all kinds of aridity will come, dryness will come, all of this will come. You see? And in the eyes of the world, what do you have to show for it? They don't have anything to show for it. Unless they have clear eyes and they can see your peace, they can see your love, they can see your light. In the eyes of the world, it's a completely wasted opportunity. You see? But I would say attachment to that which is dying is the wasted opportunity. And all cultures, all religions, all spiritual movements have pointed to the reality of this, how it is possible for us to find a permanent place at His feet. Whether some have called it the good, some have called it heaven, some have called it Vaikunt, some have called it Swarglok, some have called it the greater place. You see, you may have all different, but these are reports, testimonies from cultures across the world without any, in those days, cross communication. So, how did they come to the same conclusion that besides this ephemeral world, it seems to offer all of this, there is a higher place? You see? But to live in that higher place, let's call it God's feet, to live in God's feet, in His holy light and love, is a lot of work. You see? You will board only the train that you buy the ticket for. Or the better way is the Sufi is saying that the master that you worked for is the one that is going to pay you. You cannot work for Maya and demand your wages from God. You cannot work for the mind and demand your wages from the Atma. So the master that we serve is the one who's going to pay us. What does the world's payment look like? What is the final payment? Unavoidable final wages, death. You see? And what if the sages told us that God's payment looks like? Eternal life in His presence.
Even now.
Yes, starting now. Yes. And which sage, if you take out the last 50 years, or let's take out the last 75 years, which sage has told us it's an easy job? It's only in the modern version of spirituality, you see, that have offered instant sort of solutions. So when your friends, well-meaning parents, others who are well-meaning around us, they're not badly intentioned. They're well-meaning because in their philosophy, in their way of life, this is a waste of time because what do you have to show for it? You see, if you put your energy to work, you have a bank balance to show for it. If you put your energy to God, who can see your soul? Only those with spiritual eyes. You see, that is why it needs a lot of faith. It's a big bet I'm asking you to make. It's a big bet I'm asking you to make. But the good news is that our soul can be completely merged into the Atma, can be taken over by the light of Spirit. Which is when you find Him, which is the same as saying when you find your true self, which is when you find true love, which is when you find true beauty. So when these philosophies will clash, which is that those who are used to filling up themselves with the world cannot understand why we are filling ourselves up with God. And as we are filling ourselves up with God, we cannot understand those who are filling up themselves with the world. And this is fundamental to our existence, isn't it? It is fundamental to mom's existence because that is the way she is lived. So she will give you her best advice, which is that this is the way that I have lived. And I've lived for 60, 70, whatever years. I cannot be wrong. You see, because somebody to have bet their life on something and then a child of theirs comes and tells them, but your way of life or the way you're looking at life may be wrong, is not going to be well appreciated unless they've already reached a level of humility because of some life circumstances. You see, they're usually not open. So when there's a strong philosophy which has been conditioned over 60, 70 years, and you are dancing to a different tune, swinging to a different tune, then that is bound to be a clash of ideology in a way. You see? So we have to remain in our humility because humility is the fertile ground for God's light to shine and to pray to Him, to look towards Him, to shine His light. Yeah? So remember that what you're filling yourself up with is the most important thing, and it's not an easy job. See? So in the world, if you had to become an opera singer, you see, and you wanted to become the top opera singer in the world, and that was your project, you see, then the world won't mind. What are you doing? I'm just doing my practice throughout the day. I'm just practicing. So they know, they can understand your goal. You see, you want to immerse yourself in that talent and to grow in that talent, so that has something to show. But this, which has nothing to show outwardly, except for the rare ones who can see in this way through the eyes of the heart, you see, there's nothing to show. So to expect them to understand is quite far-fetched. What we have to be careful about is, are we continuing to live in faith through all these temptations of the mind? And it often happens that there's a break from satsang and then the mind tries. You can always go back in 5 years to satsang. Why don't you just make your life first? You see, what is the idea of make your life? Fill it up with Maya. Fill it up with worldly stuff. And I'm being charitable by calling it worldly stuff. In the sense that in some religions, some traditions, you may call it something stronger, like the devil or evil or things like that.
Father, sometimes I see that. I may not get so tempted with the bigger things, like, right? But if they come, like, I mean, like, if, like, from like, some family stuff comes out, then I get really bewildered. I'm not, so first I would see that I was tempted, then I kind of went past that. But for those half an hour, I get so, I actually start getting scared and then confused. I'm like, and I think I feel that I have to handle this on my own, and I forget.
Maya is not Maya if we are not forgetting God. Maya is a forgetting. You see? And when we think that this bundle, this flesh bucket is on its own. You see? It is this flesh bucket which is on its own. Not even when we say ourselves that I am on my own. What are we talking about? This bucket of food has to fend for itself and make its life, which is the most absurd idea. Huh? Imagine if you saw a tray of falafel and said, what is the life it's going to make? Huh? But all this is also made up of food. What gives it life? What gives it breath? What makes it alive? Then what to do? A simple solution that came to me on the holiday was also that, remember before the break, something came in Satsang to say, which is that first wear your life jacket, then jump into the pool. You see? So the life jacket is God's name, God's remembrance, staying in His presence, how to do the self-inquiry, whatever our spiritual practice is. To dedicate ourselves to that, continue to remain in that, you see, and if by God's will He makes some other space available, then use that for whatever is demanded in the moment. In the sense that suppose that your practice is to say Ram. See? So Ram, 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 Ram. Ram. This is it's continuing inwardly. While these words are being spoken, it's still continuing. Now, while the conversation is happening, it can still continue. You see? So what happens is that you notice that if you're trying to do something too fast, then you may come to the end of it, you see, or a pause in it. And if you're hanging on to God's presence in your heart, then that is a very easy, not very easy, relatively easy way, because you can hold on to it even when outer activity may happen. You see, so you're not leaving God's presence, like Brother Lawrence talked about it. You're not leaving God's presence no matter what may be unfolding on the outside. You see? Now the only thing is when we jump out and say, this needs me, so then we feel, I have to do this. This sounds like a job for me, so like this kind of stuff. Then to return back seems like trouble. So we try to return to God, and we must try if you've left. But my advice is just as much as possible, don't leave. As much as possible, don't leave. So then you always have your life jacket on, and the whirlpool of Maya then cannot drown you. You see? That must be our intention, to stay with God. The mind says, but I'm giving you an opportunity. And we say that everything is better with God. You see? There is nothing that you can offer to me that is worse because God is here. Isn't it? So the mind says, no, you fully come, enjoy. My enjoyment is also better only with God. Come, we have so much more abundance. What use is abundance without God? You see? So in that way you don't leave God, come what may. So the great Indian saint Ravidas ji said that now I've got a hold of you, now it's your problem. I am not going to leave. I am not going to leave. You can try if you want. But the amazing news is, you know what? If you hold on, he cannot leave. Because his mercy is so much. He just can't get himself to leave if you hold on. Right? But you all see this. It's always, we say, I left God's presence, I return to God's presence. That is one limit, severe taking for granted in the first place. You see? But secondly, it's so beautiful that he is always making himself available.
This trip that and there were some moments where it felt like I'm drowning. I don't like when the japa was not happening, and it feels easier in this force field, in and around.
Yes. Satsang is contagious and kusang is contagious. Both are contagious. See? So when you are around, when we surround ourselves with people who are worldly minded, then that can seem contagious. It seems like, what am I doing wasting time on God? You see? Then you come to satsang, then you're surrounded by people who are interested in God in their heart. You feel like, what am I doing wasting time in the world? You see? So that push-pull can constantly happen till one day we are able to take a call in faith, saying, this is it. Then when we are surrounded by worldliness, we look for opportunities to turn that into godliness. Then we are sent into worldly company so that it can be changed to godly company.
Father, but many many moments felt like rubber, like some, like
The thermocol, right,
yeah, like
didn't have the joy which we thought they would.
yeah,
Yeah.
things that gave me joy
Yeah.
a few years before, the same things that I enjoyed. It feels like paper. Like there's no. That also I could see that uh, I was missing being here. Like it
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like pleasure didn't feel like pleasure. It felt more like pain. Like I
And this intensifies to such an extent that if you go with the mean, then in your heart you'll feel like you are so restless, you're committing a betrayal. You just want to spend time with the beloved in your heart.
very different this time.
it felt like a restlessness, but in the opposite direction.
Yes.
A restlessness to come back to, okay, bus now. Can I please go? It was, I saw the restlessness in the other direction, from wanting to run from out to in.
Yes, yes. Very good. Very good. Because our homing signal, our internal compass gets fixed. Otherwise, initially what happens is that all talk of God seems boring, and all wanting outside fun seems fun, interesting. As we learn to live in quietude, in the stillness of God's light, then worldly things seem to lose their pull on us, and God's presence seems the most compelling.
But Father, also because that the old habits have a momentum, no? If they're persistent for some time, then there's that tendency to go with that.
Yes.
Like it feels like going against the current, you know.
Yes. So when we immerse this in a different temperature, then initially there may be a shudder. You see? But if you persist, then that starts to feel natural. Then to switch back seems more difficult. So, but what has happened to us is that, not this is a digression from the question. So, what has happened to us is that wonder in the fact that we can be filled with God's light and His presence is now next to zero. The joy in that fact is now next to zero because we have normalized it so much by talking about it, or maybe not talking about it but it seeming far-fetched or unachievable or whatever the mental blocks may be in the way, that we hear that the Lord of the universe actually lives right here, and our usual response is meh. That's the absurdity of it all. But if we heard that, I don't always use Tom Cruise, but we heard that Tom Cruise is buying a house next to us, is going to be our neighbor forever, we'd be much more excited. Huh? Or who is it in your generation? Huh? Who is it? Timothy Chalamet? Oh, what? Can't think. She's like God alone for me. Yeah. So, okay. But we'll be much more excited. Okay. But God lives in the most intimate way in our heart. You see? So, what leads to that difference? It's all about Maya, isn't it? It's all about the tangibility of sense perception seeming more real to us still, rather than the commitment. It's not commitment, it's faith. That's what commitment linked to conviction is not what I'm talking about.
You can commit to being with the name, and after that,
After that?
I don't know what after that. I don't know. You can say you commit to it.
Why would you commit to it?
Why wouldn't
Like, I don't feel like any of us is in that age where teacher says commit to the name. You see? The teacher said, okay, I do it. All of us want to know why before we commit. So before someone commits itself, they want to have the answer why. Why would I do this? You see? It is no longer that age where you can say Guru ki agya hai, it is the will of the teacher, so therefore I do.
Maya can give another why. So it is a commitment thing. Many whys can be there.
Yes, but Maya will not give its own antidote to you. You see? Maya will not give its own, the thief will not give its own address to you. It may seem too many times. Like Bhagavad Gita for better productivity at work. This may help. You see, it may actually work. Because as we surrender to God, then we're not so worried at work. Those things may happen. But the minute you go deeper, that's it, that's it. Actually, pride is a good counterbalance to anything spiritual. Slightest bit of something and we are like,
We get proud because
yeah, so we counterbalance all that godliness with the meanness of pride. This is the minute, anything, it's fine. See, now me, special me, now me, special. I'm so great. So that landmine is very difficult to overcome.
can we have a conviction without faith?
Of course.
How? I mean,
What are you most convinced about in the world?
after Satsang, nothing. I mean,
You may say, this politician is a crook. You may be fully convinced about that. That need no faith. It's just a strong mental belief. That's why I'm telling you the difference between faith and belief. Faith is what you know from your heart, not your emotional heart, not your intellectual heart, not your center of your thoughts. All these can also pose as the heart, but the spirit itself. What is the Atma telling you? What is the Holy Spirit telling you? That to follow that at odds with what the mind is telling you, that is faith.
to be honest, I mean, like when I first heard about the truth that we can see, and then the master tells you something, and you have to have faith in what he's telling you, and all the sages.
In a way,
That little bit.
in a way. So it's a moment to moment thing. It's like, can I put that painting up with a compass?
No.
I need a hammer for it. So faith and belief are two very different instruments with very different textures.
No, I'm saying just to come there to like what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes.
Initially, you have to just have trust in someone. I mean, I have to trust what you're
Yes.
saying.
What happens when you come to satsang? Not to everyone,
Yeah.
but sometimes it happens that you get a like a tiny taste of what coming to Atma looks like.
Yeah.
You see, and that taste then you find only when you go deep within your heart. You see, so it seeds that taste in you. In a way, it's like saying you tasted blood, but you can't taste it anywhere else. So all the billions of shops in the world will not get you that taste again. You see, then you find that that fragrance, that love, that holy calling, which you felt in the presence of your teacher, you only feel in the presence of the Atma. So then the teacher's role, outer role in the world is just that, to give you a taste of something which is out of the world. You see, in servitude to that holy presence in the heart, not by himself or herself. That is why you come. Like many children have said, first 6 months I didn't have any idea what you were saying. You see? And maybe their mind intellect gives them some rationalization as to why they came. But my feeling is because something got a taste of something which is not available anywhere except in satsang, and keeps bringing us back to satsang. But the thing is that that taste, that calling is, remember, like that gentle mother who is supremely patient, who is not worried about time at all. Versus the world of Maya is full of immediate excitement. The funny thing is that many times the opposites of spiritualists are called rationalists. How is how is how is that rationalist? You see? How is it not rational to continue to ask what is at the source of this? Or how is it not rational to ask, but who am I really? Or what happens after death? How can it just be a empiricism in a way in the guise of rationalism? In the sense to take what is just appearing to be reality.
Because it's mind's version of rationale.
Yes. But it also says let's not go too far with it. You see, because if it went too far with its rationality, it would bring you to spirituality. So how to empty the jar? Like I'm doing. How to empty the jar? Huh? Take God's name, remain empty of conceptual belief, Don't fill yourself up with ego, with pride. If you fill it with me stuff, don't expect God stuff. If you fill it with God stuff, then don't expect me perks. What fills up our antakarna? Yeah. I mean that what we fill it up with is what we are going to end up with. You see? That's quite rational.
Experientially.
If it is God, 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 then it will be God, God, God. If it is me, 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 then it will be me, me, me. Someone called that heaven and hell. You see? And good way to empty it also to inquire. The mind says, I must do that. See? So that's an offer of filling ourselves up with that idea that I must do that. So when we ask, who is this I? We don't give it room to stay. We allow it to come and go. In the same way that when we just remain open and empty, we just allow everything to come and go. Or when we just remain in God's name, just allow all this to come and go. You see? Now the difference is that the way this is filled with Maya is not the way it is filled with God. How is it filled with Maya? Are you all with? Very good. What about me? Maya. Very good. Yeah. What about me, 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 me? Fill it up with me, which means we buy into these notions of ourselves and we collect them. This is called the ignorance, avidya, vasanas, conditioning, whatever you want to call it. You see, what is the way to fill it up with God? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Be with His presence. Very good. Very good. So, the way it is filled up is from a different direction. which is God's light, which is called the Sufis called it the dazzling darkness. And you live in the holy light of the heart. It is not a light that you perceive, but it is the light which is transforming you from the inside. That is the light of His presence, the light of the Atma, the light of Spirit. You see? But our soul is very primitive. It cannot multitask. You see? It cannot multitask. So it cannot be me, and on the other side, God, permeating His light into it. Can't do it. You see? That is why in the Bible somewhere God is called a jealous lover. If you're holding the other one's hand, He is not going to share His light in this way. It is therefore the only requirement, as Swami Ramsudaji said, is to turn towards Him. He said that if you turn towards Him, He is the only thing you can attain just by turning towards Him. Everything else you have to grab in the world. God is what you attain by turning towards Him.
So unique. Only thing
Is it?
by turning.
Yes, because the process that happens only He can do. That is why it's called grace. That process of photosynthesis of the soul, from the soul to spirit, or from Antakarna to Atma, that process only He can do. It is not in a language which can be spoken. It is not in steps which are empirical, worldly. So, at best, we can do the turning inwards by taking God's name, by doing our practice, by doing our inquiry. What happens? We let go of the faults and we become one-pointed, turned inwards, which is called an active recollection. Then to pull us in, to hold us there, is all His job. We can't do it. We don't know how to do it. So, many are trying to solve the question, who am I? It's trying to solve, who am I? But as an intellectual exercise, it's only 2 minutes, no? It can sound like the most intelligent question we are asking ourselves, but what is it? What is the rule of asking this question, who am I? I am not that which is changing. So, what's so great about it intellectually? I am not the world, it is changing. I am not the body, it is changing. I am not my thoughts, they are changing. I am not my emotions, they are changing. I am not pain and pleasure, it is changing. I am not even my presence which seems to come and go with waking and sleep. It is changing. Then finished. As far as the intellect can go, finished, no? Then what's so special about it? It causes a lot of specialness. I know in the world, anybody who asks these questions starts to feel like, oh, I'm so great. I'm asking these questions. But it's very rudimentary. The rule is simple. Everything that changes is not you. Okay. So how difficult is it? Changing. What's so difficult? You see? So, but to leave ourselves empty, unattached to that which is changing, and to allow grace to do its work, that is what requires humility, patience, faith. You see? But what do? We do this changing. I am that unchanging without any insight about it. You see? Without any insight about it. And then we rush our intellect to the next thing. So where is that patience? Where is that humility to wait? To wait at what I call the heart temple, empty of attachment to all of these layers of our existence. That is the point of the practice. Not to say, yes, yes, I am unchanging. Is it? It's simpler than like third standard math, no? At the intellect level. You see? So there's like, it's absurd that if we practice niti niti, we start to take ourselves to be special. You see? Because to identify what is changing is the simplest thing. A child can do it. To remain empty of attachment to the changing and to stay empty like that, waiting for God's grace to shine upon us, that is spirituality. Is it? Same with the inquiry, who am I? Who can't ask who am I? Bhagavan has made it very clear. Who am I? If a thought comes in response, I am this, ask again, who is this I? Who witnesses this thought? You can ask any of these questions. Then, what's so difficult in that? The intellect part is not difficult, no? It is the part that happens after that which is not just difficult but impossible, which means that it needs His grace. Do you know how to collect your soul in your heart? No, nobody knows. Do you know how to just dissolve it? Nobody knows. What do we know? We can turn towards Him through any of these methods. So we must avoid specialness at all costs. Now to say God's name, how difficult is that? Ram, 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 Krishna, 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 Allah, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. How difficult is that? Not difficult. So we must not think we are special if we did 10 malas or 1 lakh names or whatever. There is nothing so difficult in that. The point is to remain in that when life's temptations are pulling you from all sides. When life is saying, leave it, this is important. To hold on to God's feet when that happens. To be led into the silence through taking God's name. To be led into His holy bedroom. When He pulls us in and wait there patiently. That is when our spirituality starts. You see what I meant by our pride grabs us much before anything actually can happen, which is tangible, you see, which is beautiful. Our pride will grab us before that only. We did a little bit, we just like, you see, like that. And that me fills us up. It's so full of me. To be empty and available for God. Who is there? Remember that only the mind makes us proud and the heart can only make us humble. The heart cannot make us proud and the mind cannot make us humble. And if we are proud, that means our soul is filled with the me. There is no room for God. And what is pride? Pride of?
Knowing something. I know this, I did that.
Pride is pride of knowing. Have you met anyone who's very proud and doesn't know anything? You can become proud of the fact that I don't know anything, but then you would have to know that. You see? You would have to know that I'm special because I don't know. Socrates. I'm wearing a Socrates shirt. No? So, what is his USP? I know that I don't know. Was he proud of that? I don't. From his dialogues, doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like that. But it's possible to become. I'm just rambling on and on. What is the pathway that Maya offers? It's through knowing. No? That's the trouble. The pathway that Maya offers is through knowing, and the pathway that Atma offers is through innocence. So the fight, the metaphorical Mahabharata is about time. This moment belongs to God or Maya. God or Maya. Which is as good as saying God or me. Anand Mahima said, Maya is Main Aya, which is the me comes. And if this moment belongs to God, which means that God is here, then our posture automatically fixes. No? You notice? You know what I mean? If Ramji entered the room, I'm not going to be like, look at me, I'm so special. Naturally, In the light of His magnificence, my head will bow down. You see? So pride is a denial of His presence in our life. You see? So anytime I become special about Ananta, it is because I forget Him. Even on this pedestal of sharing satsang, when I become too, like I like to say, dinchak, no, about oh, I am so cool, like that. It's a sheer forgetting of His presence, or a sheer normalization, devaluing of what His presence actually is. Isn't it? We can all keep saying God is here, but I rarely meet anyone who's filled with wonder at that fact. No? God is here as an actuality, as a tangible reality more than perception. So the great Indian sage Sudaji said that, Lord, please don't take my absence of love into account, my mistakes, my errors, my sins into account. Please don't take them into account. Just forget about them, please. Very sweet prayer. Mere avgun chitna dharo. Very sweet. But mostly it is we that live like that. It's just that our feelings. Then repentance becomes a dirty word. When absence of love is no longer considered a mistake, an error, then what is there to repent? Huh? God has given us the potential to love so much more than we do. But so what? I could be much kinder, much more compassionate, much more inspirational, much more praiseful about God with all my brothers and sisters. But I'm not. It's okay, so what? But there's a difference in texture. Then we notice all of this pride within ourselves, but we also remember that He is merciful. But it's foolishness to just say, oh, okay, because He is merciful, therefore I can just be unkind, unloving. I wonder if anyone's getting a sense of what I'm saying. Huh? They go hand in hand. Then we lose self-confidence, which is again a terrible thing to say in the modern world, you see. But we gain God confidence. See? Or as Leanne posted, Godfidence. You see? But if you're too full of me, then can we be full of Godfidence? So first we have to make space.
This is on the mercy and the thing. So, what happened over the last few days and what I'm seeing inside, I just want to say it out here also. Like, so much pride that I'm better than you, Father. Like, there's, I, I can be the best. Like, the best. Basically, that's it. And it was hard. It was very hard to see that. Um, But there were moments, I was telling Ishana, there were moments when I felt despair, like when will this identity go? Because it feels like such a deep rooted identity that just is always like a reflex. I don't even catch it like many times. And so that despair of just, I'm fed up of this identity, I felt immediately that was not my heart's voice. That is the same mind. That isn't like, it's okay, like it's there. I'm noticing it. God is merciful and He's here.
Yes.
And if He has to keep it for as long, He knows why it is here still.
Yes.
And I'm working on it. And I felt bad. It was painful.
Yes.
And I feel like it's still a lot is left inside to see. But that switch is important because I can go into that mind again, that why is it still here? Why it's not my problem in that way. You see what I'm saying, Father?
I see.
So that switch when just changes the inner, like I'm sorry for this, but I'm also grateful. Like it's both.
Yes, my child.
As though I take control, when I say, why is it still here? Why is it still here? Like that's also
It's
pride.
like the me that causes the trouble is now responsible for
Yeah.
solving the trouble.
It's like a false humility, Father. It's not.
Yes,
in a
and
way,
a doership, like
a doership. Yeah.
like that. What do I do
Yeah.
to get rid of it?
Yeah.
It's just like you said, you have to wait at the door to merge. You can't. You don't have any other. It's not your.
And also
goal.
the thing is that, like, this is a very, very beautiful example. Very, very beautiful example. Because the mind's idea of what makes us highest, you see, is in terms of the outer highestness, isn't it? In terms of the outer, you see, if okay, let's do experiment. Yes, ready? You'll follow. Okay, come and sit
No, Father.
here. I asked you whether you'll follow.
Father, please, I can't do that.
You can.
This is trouble.
Okay, I'll sit.
Okay, I'll follow. See, it's in terms of the outer. Father, listen. Okay.
Just please forgive me, okay? I'm just following. No, Father. No. Okay. 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 It's trouble, Father. You're making me very awkward. Okay. It's hard. I don't know. Yeah, but still. Okay. I'll follow. I'll just hold it. I see what you're coming to, Father. Let's see. It's very uncomfortable. It is. something, Father.
Just imagine everyone is falling at your feet.
Okay, go slow, step by step, please. Go very slow, please.
Everyone is looking at you reverentially.
Father, you're not helping. Go slow, step by step.
Everyone is just Radhama.
We need Meera here right now.
You just all falling.
Can I sit down and we can do this experiment?
No.
Say again, Father.
It's all good.
Say again, I was not following. Now I'll follow and try.
No, just relax into the chair. Own it.
Oh, please, God. One step. One step. I'll die right here. What are you doing, God?
It's okay.
Oh my God, God.
Once all the physical sensations, all those settle,
Take time, no?
it'll settle in a few minutes. What makes it hard?
I can't even look front, like it's so awkward. I
Can't?
can't even look at everybody. It's like
Can't.
so awkward.
Try one by one.
No.
Everybody's looking at you.
No, God, stop it. Not helping. I can't look. What is this, Father?
Don't worry. Give it some time till you settle.
I can sit down and look, like from the side.
What will happen if this was your life?
It's not my life now, no, it's where you sit.
If this was your life, what would be different?
What would be different about
What would change really?
nothing in reality changes. Nothing really changes inside.
Your primary relationship is with whom?
God.
That has his location changed?
No.
But what you have now is more temptation in the world. You see, because remember that the ego's replacement for God is to be worshipped yourself. So then if you find yourself surrounded by people who want to worship you in one way or the other, then the temptation to give importance to that and forget the one in the heart is actually ramped up many times. That is why it's such a dangerous seat to be in the teacher's seat. And that's why I want all of you to have this experience while I'm still alive, so that you get used to it and you still remember that you're nothing but an instrument for the one who's sitting right there.
It's hard, Father.
You see, it's hard because in Maya, you see, like beyond riches, beyond physical pleasure, beyond most things for many, is the spiritual elevation. You see, it's idea of the best. You see, the highest. So you would take a guru to be higher than the richest man in the world, to be higher than the prettiest girl in the world, to be higher than most positions, isn't it?
So this is like the mind's final goal, no, in a way, like
Yeah,
the
but
goal.
see, it's not the final goal in the sense that you will notice that once you start getting reverence and it starts to feed on that, it wants more and more and more. It's not rested ever till it gets more and more followers, more reverence, more people coming, more all of that. You see, so then the benchmark changes from our time spent with God to all of these things in Maya, which are all going to go. You see? And we forget that our only job is to just serve God who's sitting right there, you see, and turn them to their heart within. When we forget that and it becomes about who's listening, who's coming to me, who's following me, who called me their teacher, who called me Ma, when it becomes about all of these things, you see, then what happens is that we ourselves are not able to stay in the heart. And that is why I say that that is a huge disservice to ourselves. Although in the world we may be elevating ourselves to where very rare ones are elevated. You see, and that is why the pedestal is so poisonous that I want all of you to experience it while I'm still here to chop if needed. You see? So that otherwise, when I'm not here, then I can try and haunt you, but it may not be that effective.
Others, so now come back.
No? See?
Whether I don't need that temptation, the follower's temptation. I cannot stay in my heart daily normally. So
Well, none of us really can, but I'm saying that it the distraction becomes so much more
yes, I can
when
see
we are
that.
on the
I
pedestal.
can see that.
You see, because there's then so much more that the ego can feed on. You see?
Yes, this is what I mean. Normally, I cannot even stay with God.
Yes.
Then with this temptation, it's
Yes.
not possible.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I would only wish this on those who are learning servitude, who are learning to be in His presence so much more. And I know that those who are coming to God in their heart also want to share God. So I don't want to be, no, you have certificate, you don't have certificate. All of us should be able to share God. But I want all of you to first see what kind of, you see, temptation, what kind of pride can come, what are the dangers, what is the poison in the pedestal, and then get used to sharing. It's very important.
Are you saying that we forget? I'm just saying that, like you said, it feels like the outer is the highest, so that pedestal is higher
Yes.
than actually meeting God in your heart, which is really the highest, or merging with Him,
Absolutely.
which is the true highest.
Yes.
Even if somebody never knew that, but you would know that you were with God.
But we can, Maya is, remember, it's a forgetting.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to replace being in God's presence ourselves
Yeah.
by being taken to be God
Oh, so
in the world.
so this outer pedestal would make us forget
Yes.
our true high.
Yes.
That's what it does.
Exactly.
So
Because we exchange the audience of one for the audience of many.
So that is like the highest danger, because you really truly did maybe find the highest, and now you have let go of it for this. You made an exchange.
All our stories are full of that.
Correct.
Ravan was a great Jnani, but then got attached to the pedestal of being the highest. Wanted to be higher than Narayan also. Wanted to be higher than Vishnu. So, and there's no end to the egos wanting to be higher than anyone. Ultimately, it won't even leave God. You see? Because what the ego wants is to take God's kingdom for itself, for himself, for herself.
Sudden, because of this experiment, I feel like it's so evident. The ones in the wall that he keeps saying
Yes.
must be so humble, Father.
You have to be so humble. You see?
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so Radha, look around at everyone first. And then Jyotika will go. Now look at everyone.
Okay.
Come on. Very good. She's running around. Come on. Yeah, you have to follow. Come. Come, my child. Yeah. No.
I mean, as a Sangha brother, I never felt what you're feeling, honestly, because we're all traveling together. I never felt that you felt elevated or some, whatever you're saying. So,
But I have to also say in her defense that it's something that comes like rarely and sporadically.
yeah. So,
It's not constantly she's sitting there saying,
so I personally never felt it.
yeah.
So, if it is coming from out when you're at home, that's a different thing. But I just want to share this because I never felt that.
Come. Thank you. Okay, we can. Here to go. Then we see you day after. No? वहाँ पे. Good, okay.
I'm gonna ram. I'm gonna ram.
Going to ram. Try. It's okay. Just test the cushion for me. It's just a chair. Breathe. Don't worry. You see, it's not about the chair. It's just another chair. But it gets sanctity because we remember God sitting on that chair. So the only sanctity is the sanctity that it gets because we remembered God so much sitting there. In itself, it is not anything special. So remember that your job on that chair is to just share His light, to share His love. But you can spot how easy it would be to make it about yourself. You see, if you once you relax into it a bit, you'll see everybody looking at you and you see that how easy it is to get into that stage thing that I am the one. You see? So that is what we have to become immune to that temptation and continue in servitude to God. See?
So I'm so capable of making this whole thing about myself, like for validation, for like how you said, no, that Father, that that it is better than all the riches,
Exactly.
it's better than anything, like how you were saying just now.
But to retain humility, servitude to God is really better in the sense that in the mind it can seem like the best is to be worshipped, but really what is best for our soul, best for our antakarna is to be elevated in the world and yet retain simplicity, innocence, humility, which is very difficult to do when you have followers, when you have people who are latching on to every word you're saying, looking at every expression you're making. You see? It's very difficult. But All of you must get a taste of it. So that when the fascination goes, like firstly this whole guru chair fascination, seeming that it's something fantastic, goes away. And secondly, we learn how to deal with this additional now temptation, which is, of coming because everybody is expecting something from us and willing to revere us. Just sit back. Sit back and relax. Just feel you're on a recliner at home.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Feeling such a thing, I've never sat, been like maybe once or twice in the same platform also as you. Like,
Yeah.
I've never sat on a chair in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's just, but it has also played.
But also know that what does a father want most? I want to say this to Radha and to all of you. A father wants most is for the children to surpass him. Go way, way beyond. You see? But I want all of you to go way beyond in sharing God's love, in sharing God's light. Much. May you all have millions of followers. You see? But may it be so that they come to God, that they turn to God. How's the view?
One shop was when the last time I sat here.
What is the show? Okay, come next. Come on, now let's go. Let's go one by one. Ishana, go. Oh, go fast, fast. All of us have to go. It's going to be long. But there's comfort in knowing everybody has to go. Okay, come on. Just turn the zoom also towards yourself.
It's actually perfect.
No, this is good. It's okay. Just look around. Hello. Got some special vibrations? Either way is the wrong answer. Good. Come, Shiv, go. He's the cool dude. Yeah. Take the mic.
Everybody's laughing at me.
Laughing with you. You deal with that self-consciousness. OTP? Can you see? 276 220 220.
She was so chilled out.
Somebody said I said I to them, everybody says I then.
Yeah.
I said I to everyone.
Sumit.
Father, can the backbenchers come first?
Don't worry, we have time. He's shooting quite well. That's the right look.
Brothers and sisters,
मित्रों
are you Venu?
भाई say in the mic if you want to say.
Thank you. It's a very good experience and experiment. Any questions?
The boys are very adventurous.
Very good. Zainab. Good. You can't just close your eyes. That's true. She got me there. Omati, you want to come?
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's off.
It actually feels good to sit in the chair.
Yes, yes. Good.
And I feel that ego would keep me from sitting in this chair
Yes.
ever, right?
See, this is also the
And ego could also put me on this chair thinking I'm all that,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so the greatest gift is to sit in the chair in alignment with the Creator. And so thank you for the little taste of that. And thank you to everybody who let me.
Yes.
And it feels like a great honor to sit in your chair. It really does. So thank you.
Welcome.
Am I done?
Yes, if you like, if you like. Come on, Saskia.
Father, when you started this, I thought if you ask me, I'm going to have to kill myself. Because
Yes.
that is my normal default. If I can't cope, I feel like I have to kill myself. God, you know I can't do this. Please just fill me, fill my heart. God, I know I never can be good enough for you. Please empty this vessel. Empty me completely. Fill me with you. I love you, God. Am I done?
2 more minutes. Stay for 1 moment. That is the right approach. Because the day we start feeling that I can do this, that is the day we are feeling to make that prayer, which is that I know I cannot, I am not worthy of sharing you in any way, but by your grace, by your mercy, it is possible. That's exactly the right approach to take on the chair.
But I have to admit, I planned that approach when you started this task.
Yes. That's all right. That's all right.
And I've always been scared of people looking at me. So I'm going to look at everyone now. Thank you for this very scary opportunity.
Very welcome.
Am I done now?
Thank you so much for your courage and beauty. Thank you. Come on, Praharsh. Come. Come. Come on.
I'm used to sitting like this in the office, and I have seats where I really have to share because I know more. But this is a time when I know least, and everyone seems to know more, so just the divert direction. Okay. What should I do further?
Okay, Chanda. Thank you. Is there a mic?
I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
That's for me to see.
But I thank you deeply. I'm truly grateful. Truly grateful to all my brothers and sisters. And I do feel a huge amount of blessing and love coming from you, all of you. And I'm so grateful for that love. And I'm so grateful for all the blessing that I'm receiving just now, right here. Thank you so much. It's your embrace, beloved one. It's your embrace. Wherever this foot lands, I pray that it lands on your feet. I walk on your feet. always. Thank you.
You can feel so much love also sitting there, not just
Yes.
pride,
Yes.
warm smiles.
Well, that hardly happens. It's only in this experiment. Okay, make the usual faces.
Just share what taught you how to love God more.
Yes.
Has it
Come
taught
on.
him to love God more?
It's not a lesson.
That is a mosquito flying around here somewhere.
Sit comfortably, not this half sitting sideways.
Just first have to say that I don't feel worthy enough and I don't feel I'm enough in God's presence to say anything except that I'm really deeply apologetic because I see how much pride I have. And I can see that I don't know how to know my arrogance for all these years. But I hope it's going to come to an end soon enough.
We can't hear you, Joe. Can you take the mic?
Not saying anything which you need to hear.
Of course,
Yeah,
we
only
need to hear.
apologizing to these. Not
Okay, I'm apologizing to everyone because I'm really, I feel my pride really deeply and I'm sorry for being so arrogant and everyone who had to listen to my arrogance and bear with it. And my heart is beating so fast that I thought I was very confident, but I'm feeling very humbled. And I don't know how you do it, Father. It's if ever, I mean, the only prayer that is really sincerely and deeply from this heart is that if I, like I said the other day, I can just bless us that can speak from our heart rather than our head now. Just really only from the heart and not, or just keep silent. Because anything else is a shortfall. It's not true anymore. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
It's a bit short, but it's okay. Come on. Ria. Ria, go next.
Sit here.
Oh, rules have started already. So sweet. How do you feel? Just press.
I notice my heart's beating pretty fast.
Just press mute all. Just mute all.
Mute all here.
Oh, there. That felt powerful. Mute all.
The perks of Gurudom.
But it's nice to see everyone. And I notice I'm thinking, when am I done?
Yes. I think that every day. Till Prahar shows you the time 3 times. Mother. It's on. No, it's off.
So, like 3 days ago, somebody asked me, who is God? And for the first time, Father, I simply said, I don't know. And even I didn't realize that why that answer from where it came. And after some time, generally, if somebody asks me who is God, I try to explain whatever knowledge I have. And sometimes I customize based on the opposite person. But this time, it's like I don't know. And later on, I realized, I didn't feel like why I didn't reply, what he will think of me. I felt like, I felt good about it. I feel blessed. I was so content. I was so much in gratitude that, nothing came out of me. I said, I don't know. But since that time, this mind is playing games like,
What will they
you
think
can't.
of you?
Yeah, what they really think of you, not about that. And also it's like how you will spread God's message. You don't know anything. I think today this experience, it's kind of a sign for me that I would like to pledge in front of you that inshallah, as long as I'm alive, I will continue to spread God's message and God's love. I'll do that, inshallah. Yeah, yeah. And since in the Sufi says, whatever you receive from your murshid, your teacher, it's like a divine wine. And I can see there is leftover wine. If you allow me, can I drink it? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah? No, it's divine wine.
Manisha. I know she'll say no. Come on. You have to follow. It's a catch 22. And if you don't follow the one who sits over there, then what is in that chair?
Just making us all feel like really guilty.
Guilty.
No, not guilty.
Oh, you're shining. Is that happiness? Please. What is that? This corner of
I'm not worthy for sitting here, Father. Please.
chair makes you worthy. Okay, she's doing. Come. Hello. Come on now, 400 watts.
Father, I'm so shy.
so nervous, Father, but I really want to share God's love and light, Father. I really love. Even if people are not interested, also I feel like talking about God. So I'm madly in love with God, Father. I want to really share, but I'm really scared.
Get used to it. Just look at everyone. Nervousness will go.
And when I'm here, Father, there's a different kind of confidence I have. But when I'm in mind, there's so much, I just can't tell that, so much self-image, self-concern, what others are thinking, how am I looking. For so long I'm here, so I'm able to talk but yeah, pride should not take. I just want to be innocent.
You want to?
I want to be innocent, like just like kids. And I really like to play with kids, Father, because they're so innocent. Thank you, Father.
How do you worship?
I pray. It's Shiv Shakti, but more Shiva, Lord Shiva. Yes, Father, if we pray, if we chant, at least for a while, will not be into the mind. That's for sure. So I'll be waiting for that moment. But with this work and all that, oh God, Father. Yeah. The more and more I want to pray and chant, Father, so much. I'm doing so many roles outside. So difficult.
See if it don't work.
It's so hard, Father. If we go to office, if we see so many people there, we can't be with God for sure.
For sure.
For sure. I'm giving so many excuses to my manager that I don't want to go to work. But I'm learning so much that now I know there's the place of God and the place of mind. So much I'm learning, Father. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was not there before like this, Father.
Look at everyone.
That I'll really one day I'll be the instrument of God, Father. I really want to share. Love you, Father. Thank you so much.
turn it a bit towards yourself. How's the view?
We should do the Osho thing now. Yeah.
Just come on. It's giving me a trip for many years. Just wanted to say I get quite preoccupied with looking after this one. That this was quite a bit of an interruption in that. It was a quick, light at that activity. Preoccupation with myself.
They can't hear you, Father.
Oh, sorry. I'll speak up a little better.
Same volume.
Please. Wait, can we tell you how to fix the volume?
Yeah, post-production. Before I post it, I'll boost it. But yeah, being in presence without being distracted, quite tough. Especially when you have stories and ideas of everyone and habit kicks in. Never really tried meeting everyone as they are. Very difficult. Really preoccupied to figure out how to respond. I just realized I should stop with the mental commentary. Yeah.
Sumata's question.
Which has been the most effective pointer for you?
Differed with time. One was the Ribhu Gita. So the question was, what was the most effective pointer for me? So it started with the Ribhu Gita, where you let go of all concepts. Neti Neti. And then a few other pointers initially from Father about when you're looking for knowing something. This pointer was to know or cognize or be aware. What do you know when you don't know in the traditional way? But you do know in a way. So that was really good. It was like a come back home, come back to yourself. And now I just pray. So scared of meeting everybody's eyes. always seeking a plan.
That's an important point. When you're put in the spotlight, then the mind scampers for plans and strategies and tactics. So to remain empty on the pedestal is practice. It takes practice.
Can we fit you and the chair and the frame? Because both can fit actually.
Both can fit okay.
Can see both the chair and
But the
you.
idea, that is not the, the idea is to remove the spotlight from me. I should shut up. Okay, let's go to Karmendra. Sometimes it can seem like our prepared answer or prepared things are like a refuge, so we can be confident in that. Sometimes it's all right if something is coming, like Saskia made a beautiful prayer. Even if it is prepared, it is fine. But since it was very apparent that it was like a rescue for you to go to those prepared words, so say something unprepared.
So, Bapuji, first of all, heartiest pranams. No, this search for the Almighty has been there for some time, again with the grace of the Almighty. And somewhere it is clear that after coming here is where you have shown the direction. And actually, when I think about when Swami Vivekananda spoke to Ramakrishna Paramahansa that can you show me God, and he said yes. I think my experience has been similar here, because you've not only spoken about God, but you've shown us, or shown me at least, that this is the direction and this is what God is. And ये चेयर कुछ नहीं है, आप तो भगवान दे रहे हैं. तो इसलिए इधर आने में थोड़ा there was a little bit of nervousness, but then I think that what you are showing us and with so much effort, where like I always like a spring, it comes, it expands when you are around, and when I'm in satsang, or when there is remembrance of satsang and the Lord because of you. Because otherwise, Lord was always a concept. It was always, of course, there was an inner knowing that there is a higher power. But actually, knowing that there is a power is that short journey which you've really shown me. Um, but nevertheless, I mean, 5% God and 95% ego is still there. Maybe more actually. 1% God and 99% ego is still there. But at least 1% is there. Before that, I won't say it was 0% because there was conviction that there is God, and so many saints have helped in giving that knowledge, giving that experience that keep going on. Um, and so many, whether it is saint in a recorded form, whether saint in person, whether the book came as a saint, whether it was a hoarding which came as a saint, whether it was a passing comment of a friend, colleague, or a child on the road, or anybody on the road, whether seeing an insect on the road, all of those have come as pointers who've said that there is Almighty. So that kept me going. There's a lot of self what do you say, self like a lowliness which has come in because there has been guilt, shame, there's been a sense of doing wrong. There have also been instances of where the sense of doing good has come, and each is a ride, because finally it is about whether the rest is, or the restfulness is in that space which you have shown us. Only if that is there, then it is in being in satsang, following your teachings. Otherwise, it is anything apart from that. And always the attempt is, whether mentally or by heart, is to come back. And I want to say something that I had prepared also. There's a beautiful song by Bulle Shah ji and rendition by one Pakistani singer. He says that बुल्लिया जाग बिना दूध नहीं जमदा, चाहे लाल होवे कड़ कड़ के. How much ever we boil the milk, it cannot become curd unless we put that curd, and you put that curd. I think there is super, what do you say, there's experience. So it is not about clarity or doubt, it is about the experience that is there. Whether so when I started coming here, Bapuji, I was always in earlier, whenever I used to go to earlier satsangs, there would be a huge crowd. So there was no opportunity to ask a question to the revered one. This is the space where there was a opportunity. But then I realized that in the first couple of or a few satsangs that questions cannot be really answered. And the learning comes by just by being here. and it is apparent that there is a time for every answer, and just by you saying it, it may fasten the process, but the answer will come at the right time, at the right place, and with the right message. And that I learned here. Because I used to earlier ask questions, and then I mean, and one, I think a good thing is whenever I say I these days, I become very conscious, which is, I think, again your blessing, because earlier it was a lot of I, but somewhere there has been this shift where that observant one is there who says, no, beware. And there's a lot of responsibility in this chair. Uh, like you say, and I mean, fortunately last month I had this opportunity to, uh, after 12, 13 years, meet Bapuji actually in person last month. And when I say Bapuji, it is Asaram Bapuji, and he have been his ardent follower. He's also one of the saints who has helped me in this journey. In fact, with all due respects, I think even when he was put under the, or he was like, उनको जब जेल हुई और वो सब बहुत लोगों ने बहुत कुछ बोला, but by his grace and God's grace, my devotion increased only. And I think he's the one who sent me to you. And of course with the inspiration of the Almighty. So I got a chance, and one thing beautiful he said, Bapuji, that आप लोग मुझसे मिलने नहीं आ रहे हो यहाँ. And there were, I think, if not, I'm not wrong, 70,000 to 1 lakh people. Everybody pin drop silence, and he said that I don't want any clappings, I don't want any ho halla, just be quiet. And I could see 70,000 to 1 lakh people pin drop silence. And he says in that you have not come to meet me. You cannot come to meet me. It is only the light which is within me, which shines through the grace of God, is where you've come to meet, with whom you've come to meet. And you repeated this just a couple of satsangs ago, that if this chair makes one prideful of the individual, then that's a disservice to God. And that's why this is a huge responsibility. With 1% God and 99% ego, this, I think, I need to, if I talk to anybody, I need to first clarify that, this individual has 99% ego, 1% God. So please, so that's all.
Thank you so much, Father, for this opportunity. I remember the first time I met you in F5, and I used to sit here and keep crying. I came with a lot of pain. I was in ICU, when I came to Father.
Like, imagine a professional sportsman, having an accident. Like, imagine F1 crash, God to Father. From there, slowly, Father removed the pain by giving a painkiller first, and then slowly he stopped the painkiller, and then, but he made the pain slowly go away, and then slowly he moved from ICU to the normal room, and then he ensured that I was getting the best support, and then slowly, with his encouragement, I walked out of the hospital, started walking normally, but I was missing the sport, life. We are here for life. I was missing it. But the grace of Father slowly, learned how to enjoy life. Sometimes the mind can take this space to be very normal. It's happening every day, every week is here. It can trick us. It has tricked me many times, Father is there always. It will be there always, right? But this opportunity to have a living Guru around us and to guide us is a blessing not many people on this earth are privileged with. Very few can get so close to what we all have. So with that, I want to share something. I know I'm going to quote again F1. F1 is not like the movie, I picked it from the movie, is not an individual sport. It's a team sport. The same way, this walking on the path, while your efforts are individual, it is not individual sport. That is why they call something called Sangha. What does Sangha mean? It means it's a team. Somebody is changing the tire, somebody is putting air, somebody is just talking, giving commentary, so many things running around, right? But for the Sangha to really take off, we all have to realize what is Father first of all doing. If I had pain, imagine Father has been talking for so many years. I just realized that if I have to put the number of people whom are committed to me, like my mom, dad, the closed ones, were so committed to me, were so committed to my growth or my well-being, I mean, there can never be anybody who puts the efforts like Father. And I'm sure it's for everybody the same. If that is the effort and a being is doing, then what is the debt we have to pay to Father? It's very heavy. The only way we can pay this is try to reduce the pain in your hearts. Because I've experienced it and hence I'm sharing this. I know a lot of our brothers and sisters go through a lot of pain. And this pain, there are so many pain, but today's topic is about ego. As a person who's sharing God's light. Only from that aspect. if any of our Sangha brothers and sisters are going through pain only because of that aspect, mind is coming. I'm going to pause. Just hijack. I'm going to pause for some time. If any of our Sangha brothers and sisters are experiencing pain because of that aspect, it is not worth it. You don't have to really go through that pain. And the only way we can not go through the pain is by doing one thing which I feel it worked for me, might work, might not work for others, is to wake up to God. Commit today. This moment. I don't know, they say that if you do something for 48 days, your whole body, there is some shift in the body. Maybe we can all take a sankalp today. If this is going to work for you, wake up to God, commit 5, 10, 15, I don't know, whatever works for you. But commit. Just wake up to God. Maybe this might help our brothers and sisters who are going through that pain. Experimentation, right? We'll experiment that. And the second thing is, if you feel that this the pride is coming within the Sangha, pick a brother or a sister and share openly. Maybe not everybody, somebody whom you trust. Share it with one Sangha brother or a sister and bring it to the light. And maybe you can exchange notes, just to see how are you checking on, how are you doing. Maybe just experiment it. If it's outside, it's tough. And I'm sure this is a concern about the pride coming only when we're sharing with others, right? So those who share it with others outside, some share it in a very formal format, some informal. I don't know what to say to them, but I don't have any suggestion, honestly, at this point. I don't get anything. I think I'll leave it to Father to say. I think that is what I wanted to share, but this is not something worth going through. That is all. And let's not miss this amazing opportunity what we have. We are privileged, very, very privileged. Sometimes we know value of something only when we lose it. How much of good karma. I know we don't believe in karmas, but I'm just coming with the flow. I don't know how much of good karmas the soul would have done in the past to have a guru. And this beautiful Sangha which is there around us. I think we should take this great opportunity. That's all. Thank you. I would just like to see everybody once and close my sharing.
big responsibility. I can only stay in silence. I can only stay in silence. Thank you so much.
Did you get tired of us? So sharing Satsang.
Very relaxing for me.
No, that's what I mean. You got tired, so you just.
No, no. Very good. Very good. Right. Anyone wants to share anything in retrospect? But not, I don't want any father so great. He's on.
Father's great at all.
Yeah.
And though he said to not say that he's great. It's not greatness. It's like this experiment which he made us do is to show us. I mean, like when you sit at his feet, then everything you could ever want in your life, you will find there. And then I hope never that any chair can overtake that what we get here, Father, at your feet. May never at any. I'm just now you told me not to say phone.
Yes.
But I have to say.
Harder every time you praise me.
Okay, but I'm not praising you, I'm praising God. Because if I can find that Him at your feet, then can you imagine what it must be for you, Father? How you must be at His feet for us to be able to see at your feet, Father. Really, otherwise, I can't imagine how blessed you must be to be at His feet so much that you can show us that just by sitting at your feet. I'm really sorry, I have to say.
Father, um, if I may, I would put myself in that chair
Yes, yes.
just to shed my arrogance and seek humility.
It's very good. It's very good. Wow. How do you want to get that feeling? Shall we put the
Oh,
laptop on the chair?
no, I'm already in the chair. You don't
Right.
have to do so much physically, I think.
You can give her you can turn the computer so she faces everyone.
I'm already facing you guys. Thank you so much. It's just it. Oh, I just put myself in the chair whenever you guys came, and I'm very grateful. And I just wanted to take this opportunity, Father, and seek. Mm. Yeah, and seek your blessing to destroy this arrogance and bring more humility in my heart, and I guess invite God's grace and light in all these opportunities that are being given to me, and I'm running away. Mm. They just wish that never I take anything as mine, and maybe destroy this idea of a doer. And uh, and the I want and I know. And acknowledge that I belong to Him. And it's only by His grace that I can feel love and gratitude and His presence in my heart. And I have the benefit of being part of these beautiful sanghas and at the feet of my masters. And if there is something I want to keep, I just may that be. I'm a bit afraid to say it is taken away.
Bless you, my child. Bless you.
So much. Thank you, Father.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sangha.
Very good. So the idea also, in a way, turned out to be to try and normalize this outer chair. It may not have worked so well, but it's all right. So, but to elevate the chair of His presence, the throne of His presence in our heart, and if there's any sanctity in that chair, it's only because the one and hopefully the ones who sit on it will carry that love for Him, that reverence for the one in our hearts. May it never have sanctity by itself, or may it never have sanctity by virtue of an individual sitting on it. If it is to have sanctity, it's not about that physical chair. I'm talking about the pedestal in Satsang. If it is to have any sanctity, it is because of the ones who use that pedestal being in servitude to the one who is the only one worthy of sanctity, the only one worthy of reverence, the only one worthy of worship. So may God bless us all. May God bless this Sangha that after Ananta is gone, after all these bodies are gone, may His love continue to spread, may His light continue to spread, and may it never be about an individual sitting on a chair, because that would be such a limited, such a timid way to remember God. If it was just about an individual, may this Sangha lead to so much light in the world. May all of you spread so much love and light to all our brothers and sisters. Like someone says, there's so much that is needed in this world. We need millions of teachers of God. So may God bless you all. May God bless this Sangha. May He always keep us humble, head bowed down in His service, never forgetting that it is about Him. And these are the lessons which I have to learn the most. To be a teacher of God, every day I have to learn to become more and more humble, to serve Him more and more, and to get this Ananta out of the way, out of the picture as much as I can. So I promise you that I keep trying, and if I ever falter on the way, then please feel free to point it out to me, because I'm more scared of losing face in front of Him than losing face in front of the world. So even if I do feel a pinch just for a moment, please help me to see my stupidity and foolishness so that I return to the only thing that is worthwhile in this life, which is to serve God, to serve His light. Thank you.